Click the links to mail me painkillers, ibuprofen, acetaminophen, or aspirin, because my local stores are out. Or comics or art for the channel, whatever. Life goes on. Yes, we are living during the globalist flu, but people are still making comics. Even during the worst of times, people have always paid for circuses. Keep things in perspective. If you're a non-smoker under 50, the fatality rate is like 1 in 1,000, which sucks, but it's not exactly the bubonic plague or Ebola. People are going to wake up in a few days and realize that this is the new normal. People still need to build bridges. Admittedly, folks will do some things to adjust. Everything that can go digital will go digital. So schools will probably go to a stay-at-home online version, which means you'll need a family, a father to work, and a mother to stay home and raise the kids, which means feminism is going to disappear. I was thinking of if public gatherings go away, you might even bring back arranged marriages. You'd have two families that stay healthy. They could just pair their kids off. Who knows? Maybe jury trials will go digital. People will adjust. And really, once there is a vaccine, things will go back to normal, but it's going to take a few years to get that vaccine. Non-essential gatherings are going to stop, at least until N95 masks are widely available. Then people will probably start relaxing a bit. But that brings us to SJW Comics and Mags, Visaggio, and Gail Simone, and Kwanzaa. Comic conventions would safely be classified as non-essential. Large groups of people indoors, all breathing the same air, it's a recipe for disaster. So at least until masks are available, nobody is going to go. You have a situation with a bunch of SJW comic folk whose books aren't selling well, but use the convention circuit to make a few bucks. Unless there's a miracle, conventions are done for a few years. Unless there's some way to hold them outdoors during summertime. Because while Wu Flu is serious, people are going to get bored of quarantine in a few months. So hell must have frozen over, because I've heard that Mags and Gail are putting some feelers out to Comicsgate. But of course, you'll have to have someone send Gail a message to unblock you first and behave yourself. Who knows what Gail has in mind? Maybe she's starting a comic book publisher or something. I wish her the best of luck. But if she really wants people to talk to her, maybe she should unblock them first. That seems sort of obvious. She has a YouTube channel, but I heard her voice and I had to turn the sound off. It looked like it was made about 20 years ago. Peak Mom Schwartz energy. You know, I gave blood the other day to, went into this blood bank, and that was before everyone really knew how serious it was, and no one was wearing masks, so that was probably a mistake, but a little altruism. No good deed goes unpunished. Anyway, so life is too short to listen to Gail Simone on YouTube. So if conventions are finished, what are the SJW comic pros supposed to do? Well, they could always stop with the blonde man bad narrative and just focus on writing stuff that people want to read, i.e. get rid of the alt-left extreme propaganda. Don't be silly, Bianca. They can't do that. They didn't get into storytelling to tell stories. They got into it to push an extreme left narrative. And as a consequence, sales have slipped. Because propaganda is really boring. But Gail Simone feels that she needs to share her successful writing tips with you. Of course, her audience is an echo chamber, so she's talking to a few hundred people who are as far left as she is. Gail, if you're giving writing lessons, why don't you write stuff that sells? Maybe find a writer who can actually write to give instructions. Chuck Dixon, JDA, or Richard Meyer. Meyer is the most impressive because he had the wrong race, sex, and politics to ever get into the mainstream, so he had to start his own industry. Gail giving writing lessons is like Heather Antos selling $500 workshops on how to crowdfund. At least Gail is giving her lessons away for free. Gail, I followed your instructions. Now I have a comic book in my anus. Send help and lube. I saw these two pictures of Mags and Kwanzaa at cons. They both had tables full of books, but nobody was buying them. I can't imagine why Black AF and Eternity Girl weren't selling like hotcakes. They both have some similarities. The art sucks and the writing sucks. Kwanzaa! Congratulations. Oh, wow. Well, that's not her fault. It's an empty con. But this was a couple months ago, so why is the con empty? Oh, it's empty because I guess it is her fault, because she's writing books like, turn upside down, what are those? Sex, Death, Revolution, I think, is the red one. Eternity Girl, and Good Morning in America. All comics, I guess, are selling for $4, and they're all really, really bad. Oh, Kwanzaa. That's sad. Both are examples of virtue signal marketing. Very few people are reading and enjoying their comics. But if you post a picture online next to your blue wave, #resist, I'm for Bernie, then you can get some dopamine hits. Well, I guess they are all supporting Biden now, who is an even weaker candidate than Hillary was in 2015. Even fewer people are excited about Biden than Hillary. At least she would be the first female president. Unless Trump comes out as trans, then he would be the first female president. Anyway, so if cons are done for the summer, then they will surely be done closed for the winter, because that's flu season. So maybe if by next summer there's masks, N95 cheaply available, they'll start doing some cons, but it's probably going to be at least 2 years. So their next option is to try the crowdfunding, because believe it or not, comic book conventions are non-essential gatherings. I know, it seems shocking. So the next method is to try the crowdfunding method, which shouldn't be a problem since they all have such large Twitter and Facebook followings, right? Oddly enough, they aren't on YouTube that much, because YouTube is a dialogue, not a monologue. You're going to get a lot of feedback, where on Twitter, you get stuck in an echo chamber. It takes a second to like Gail's tweet and move on, but YouTube requires your attention. You need to entertain or provide information, or just be a hot chick who is sexy on camera. So Mags, Kwanzaa, and Gail Simone are going to have a rough time adjusting to the demands of YouTube. Unless maybe they start wearing bikinis, that might work out for them. When people don't like your videos, they are not shy about telling you. Often. People on YouTube are very thick-skinned, which is something that SJWs aren't. SJWs are the kids who framed their participation ribbons. Actually, now that I think about it, SJWs also have a history of taking the crowdfunding money and running. Hey, buddy, did Big Hawaiian Dick ever come out? I guess you gave that money back then? No? Well, it's probably coming out soon. Beluga Gail romping her way through another cringe fest. Per usual, I'm just here for the comments. Me too, buddy. Damn, people really don't like you. Oh, Channel 0X, they're the English couple who do comics too. Why'd you Twitter block bot me? Last interaction we had, you said that we may disagree on stuff, but I had a nice line in snark. Was it top men turning the screws from on high? As a straight white male, I have to ask, what is it like to be part of the privileged class? Good questions. How long until Gail Simone turns her channel into an Amberlynn Reed clone channel? I don't know what that means. Still can't beat that ratio, even after everyone forgot you existed. Quit boring YouTube to death. Quit comics. Quit Twitter. Quit talking. Oh, when did REI start making Black Canary tents? Damn. What did the Wendy's game taste like? Oh, she was doing a game unboxing. I guess they're implying that she ate it because she has a little weight problem. How is it to have your very own gravitational pull and can make small objects spin around you in orbit? Holy shit. Cecil says, super fun. Back cash grab. What's it like controlling the tides? Yo, W2F, Gail, you can't ask people to see your free stuff review and then never release the train video? I'm a huge fan of horror also, Gail. That's why I keep coming back to watch your videos. You blocked me even though I never heard of you. That's bad business. Yeah, that is bad business. You want to retire and play games? Comics will thank you. What's it like to be so massively disliked on YouTube? Is it supposed to be this bad? What's it like to be a freeloader that is basically an SJW Roseanne Barr in voice and in mass? Ouch. Hey, Gail, what's it like to eat an entire baked ham without chewing? So much enthusiasm. You must really love what was sent you. Rocket Spouse, get the paddle. I mean, mighty bundle of sticks. Yes, yes, you are. Teenage life. Okay. Deadpool, what a hypocrite. This is not the early days of YouTube. You can make videos longer than 10 minutes long. Oh, that was from Captain Cummings. Interesting. I don't know if he makes... Does he still make videos? Actually, doesn't he make short videos? Aren't you losing precious Twitter time by making these trash videos? Holy shit. Okay, so 99% of these are brutal. Just stop. Better light. Oh, nobody cares about lighting. I've never seen a ratio hit 0 before. Very impressive. Jesus, fellas, she's already dead. What's it like, Gail, to be so broke you can't even afford to buy games to play? What's it like having your advertisers lose money from your promotion? It's like being so well liked. Oh, yes, God, please retire. I was reading her Twitter because she's doing a how to write thing. She says something like she's written over 600 comics. She says she's written so many comics she doesn't have room on her shelf for them. You don't have them on your shelf because they're not worth reading. They're not even worth writing. They're bad. Almost all of them are uniquely just feminist garbage. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to send me art for the channel, you can email it to me, biancazombie602@gmail.com. If you want to send me paper art, you can, or comics, or acetaminophen, ibuprofen, whatever, you can hit up my P.O. box, guys, and check out Gail Simone on YouTube, and be nice. Welcome her. I welcomed her. I was nice. I was perfectly nice. I welcomed her to the channel. I said, I warned her that you're going to have thick skin on YouTube. And I'm probably blocked for being nice. Anyway, guys, I'll see y'all next episode.